Most of our clients are in one way or another looking to optimize their tax situation, potentially pay 15, 20%, or even 0% tax with the right setup. So in today's video, I'm in Paraguay and I am going to dive into the top 3 countries for tax optimization that I see many expats interested in and break down some of the pros and cons of which countries you should be choosing. So the 3 countries, and all of them have tax benefits that I'm going to be talking about today that you've likely heard many other expats discussing, are Paraguay, Panama, and Dubai. Now, this will be a brief overview to showcase what may potentially be the best option for you based on your situation. And if you're interested in learning more and diving specific into your case, the details, you can always book a call with us below. So first up, we're going to dive into Paraguay. Now, Paraguay in the south of Latin America is a very interesting country for many of our clients and many global citizens in general. It is a very straightforward residency process and a residency that I quite honestly recommend to almost everyone if you're looking simply for diversification options. You don't need to obtain the tax ID. You can, if you would like, if your tax situation is needing to be optimized, but having a second tax ID, tax residency, is not always going to be beneficial to you. However, as a diversification option, while residency is fairly straightforward and still on the table, it is definitely an option that we recommend. So Paraguay is great diversification option, great option to potentially start paying low or no tax, but it's not going to be the best option if you're really looking to establish yourself offshore and your business for the long term, for the next 10, 20, 50, indefinite amount of years. Paraguay is a great plan B, great diversification of somewhere where you hold residency to live as long as you would like, not be on a tourist visa. But in terms of actually bringing your investments, your funds, even your crypto into the country, it's not going to make sense for everyone, especially if you have a couple 100,000 plus. This is not going to be the option for you. So the second country is Panama, and this country is also in Latin America and is really a step up from a Paraguay, where if you're looking to bring your investments, transfer your crypto into the jurisdiction, or quite honestly into any other country in the globe, Panama is going to make more sense because it is a very stable country, the most stable in the Latin American region for banking. So you can obtain residency in Panama. While it is not as straightforward as some other countries, it is very much so still possible. And again, these rules are always subject to change, to become more costly, and to have more requirements for the process. But there are various different options now that you can use to obtain your residency in Panama. And through this, you can also obtain tax residency. There is a separate process that you need in order to obtain tax residency, but we can help to set that up for you if tax residency in Panama is something of interest. Now, Panama is interesting to many of our clients simply because it is a very strong country and has a great infrastructure for banking. So if you currently hold assets in Canada, in the UK, in various other jurisdictions, you can simply, without selling, transfer those assets over to Panama, and the same can go for crypto. Now, of course, we structure all of this so that we ensure that your tax obligations in your home country and in Panama are respected, taxes are filed and paid, but you can transfer assets into Panama, which many jurisdictions in Latin America just do not offer. We also work with a regulated and licensed crypto fund in Panama. So a lot of our clients are interested on saving on taxes for the long term on crypto, transferring some crypto into Panama, and to start really optimizing their capital gains and their taxation situation. Now, of course, in Panama, if you are making money off the local economy, then taxation will be required at a corporate tax rate of 25% flat tax. However, if you are making money outside of Panama and outside of the local economy, then things start to change and you can really optimize your taxes. And yes, we even do assist Americans. Of course, you still have a personal tax obligation and potentially a corporate tax obligation to your home country of the US, but it is still possible to reduce some of your taxes using a jurisdiction like Panama. So the third country I'm going to touch on is the UAE. Now, the free zone companies are of most most interest for our clients in the UAE. And while the UAE used to be 0% corporate and personal tax, I'm sure you likely know in the last years there has been a change to this system. So personal income is still, as it stands, not taxed, still a 0% tax rate. However, the corporate tax rate is now at 9%. So the UAE is still a very beneficial jurisdiction, quite honestly. However, this may change in time. I personally believe, and we believe at Worldwise Capital, that once governments get a taste for some sort of taxation of any kind, it is not only going to stop there. Taxation is just going to continue and increase and build as years and decades go on. So this is definitely something to be cautious of with the UAE. And we do have quite a few clients who are originally based in the UAE who are looking to get out of the UAE, whether it be for lifestyle purposes and that you can live a much more affordable life in Latin America, somewhere like Panama, Paraguay, much more affordable than what you would probably be paying if you're living in most parts of the UAE, of somewhere like Dubai. However, there are also more interesting tax optimization options if you're thinking about the long term, if you're really wanting to offshore your business and to be a global citizen, not only for the short term, for 2, 5, 10 years, but really for the long term, if not indefinitely. Of course, depending on who you work with in the UAE, there are also very reputable agents who will be able to bring your investments and your crypto into the UAE. So that is also an option, as it is similarly to a country like Panama. However, again, you really do want to make sure this taxation piece is going to be in play for the long term to have a beneficial taxation, and you're not getting into a country where it's going to change its policies in the future. Of course, in the UAE, you have a residence permit, which you need to hold as well. And there is more of a day's requirement. So 90 days as it stands right now. It could very well change down the line. It has changed in the past. So you do need to stay a certain amount of time to obtain that residence permit. And that is another difficulty where in Panama, if structured the right way, there is almost no time requirement, 1 day every 2 years in order to keep your PR active and in order to have tax residency in Panama. If you're interested in learning more on tax optimization and how you can start diversifying your portfolio and reducing your corporate and personal tax, book a call with us below. And if you're interested in your options on becoming a global citizen, click the video on the screen now to learn more, and I'll see you there.